Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brandon from Audio Addiction. Hope you're doing well tonight. We are doing a bunch more Boys Planet groups tonight. Uh, Very excited. I feel like we've been doing it. Been doing a lot of these. So, if you've been coming back for the Wednesday streams, thank you. It's been a little crazy, but it's good stuff. So, um, tonight the groups we're diving into are Ateen, 1 the 9, 2, 2 1. I guess it's TO1, Edamame Beans, SuperFive, and WithUs. Very nice. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Super stoked. No Santa, what's good? Thanks for popping in, saying what's up. Sarah, hello. Thanks for always putting it together. Excited. We've got some more stuff cooking. So Kala, hello. Thanks for hanging. But yeah. And if you missed out, I know I have a couple I'm missing in terms of live streams, but I just have to make thumbnails for them. But there's a couple, I think I got like 1 or 2 videos that have to get posted. But beyond that, I think we're pretty much caught up on the Patreon. So, and also for people who have been watching this and having issues with the Patreon, let me know. I know I got some comments on the most current video for Boys Planet that they were having some issues. So if you are experiencing issues, let me know on the YouTube comments or message me on Discord, just so I got to see what's up. I know. Well, to be fair, I copied it over and then I was like, well, then I got to change it over in the title. So the title is correct. I was supposed to copy the Discord link and I accidentally copied the names on there. It was great. It was fine. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. But yeah, very excited. We've got quite the groups to dive into. And I'll pull up the very bright screen we've got here. So we've got 18. We've got one the under 19. Okay, that's the group. Very nice. 2, or excuse me, TO0 and TO1, Edamame Beans. Which, what a name! I like that. We've also got SuperFive. Very nice. And WithUs is the last group. I would assume these are in name order, so according to Sarah. So very excited. So we've got quite the moves tonight. So first group we're doing chronological order. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Jazz, hello, thanks for hanging. Gunky says let's see if I can stay awake today. Hopefully you're still enjoying it no matter what, Gunky. Appreciate you coming through. But we've got 18 first. This was a 10-member group under DSA NA Entertainment. They debuted in Japan in 2018 and plan to expand to the Korean market. They disbanded at some point in 2019 following a legal dispute with their company, which the members won in 2023. Wow, awesome. This group contains Boys Planet trainee Kim Ji-won, Ji Woo Ji-won. Again, I'm gonna be messing it up, but it's all right. Under the stage name King. Okay. Sorry, the videos for this group are fan cams. I can find no other traces of these songs anywhere online. Oh wow. Okay, so that's nuts. Sally, hello. Thanks for hanging. Biscuit says hello. I'll be lurking, but we'll be here listening. Oh, thank you. He says, is going super Nugu? I've never heard of any of these groups. Might be a question for Sarah, but I would assume these are mostly very new groups. So, but either way, excited. I guess we'll get into the first video for 18 since I don't know much about it. So let's check it out. Huh. I like this. This is good. I'll have to see if there's... Sarah, is there stuff on Spotify or not really? I'll have to check it out if it is. Oh, damn. Nice bridge. All right, very cool. I'm gonna have to go back to. I want to see if I can auto translate the name of the song. I don't know if it's gonna tell me, but we'll try. We'll try. We'll see. Okay. It says I'm a little bit, but I don't feel like that's that doesn't sound right. So let me see if a little. I'm a little different. That's what it says in the Japanese when I translate it. So, yeah, okay, so I know Sarah mentioned that they had obviously their legal dispute. I'm thinking maybe like in regards to their music is that was maybe part of the acquisition when, they signed on to the label, cuz typically I think labels for the most part, unless it's specified in the contract, I would imagine they own like the masters for this music. So once they folded as a company, I imagine that was a part of them getting rid of the music for them, at least from what I could gather. So I would probably think that's the reasoning, but I can't be 100% sure. Every legal situation like that's a little different, but in regards to the song, I thought this was great. I mean, obviously, like, Sarah is doing all that they can for these streams, so I appreciate it. But this was great. I definitely like the song a lot. I think Callus stole my comment about it being a really good live song. I definitely feel like this one gives like very good live energy. Their choreography was on point as well too, which I loved. But yeah, I thought it would be cool to obviously have the comparison of live versus versus the studio versions of these songs. But I think they did a really great job, and like obviously whoever filmed this did a very good job as well, because it seemed like it seemed pretty good for like live stage quality sound. But I love the vocals. I think the vocals were really good. They had some really good like harmony choices, and like as well as that, I think the melody had like a good hook to it as well too. So definitely appreciate that a ton. As well as that, the bridge was sick too. Definitely enjoyed kind of the reprieve of the bridge having more of a melodic touch to it. I thought that was nice. But yeah, I think the choreo was sick. Their voices were awesome. Obviously it sucks to see what happens to, see what happened to their company, certainly, and obviously who they were a part of. I hope that the guys are doing something on their own merit, certainly, but in the future. But I really enjoyed this song a lot. I was genuinely surprised at how much how good this was for just a live performance. I thought this was really impressive. So I was gonna suggest that I was gonna suggest if they had like a Spotify or something like that, I would have listened to it on Spotify, certainly, just kind of get the comparison. But since there's no Spotify version of this, I'll have to see. It looks like Sarah's done their best to track everything down, so maybe this might be the best I can work with. But it is what it is. But yeah, great starting point. We'd love to see it. Just some comments here. Sally says, I've heard of the 1 the 9 and 2 TO and TO1. Okay, very nice. Excited. No, this is hopefully less torture. Yeah, that was a rough Wednesday last Wednesday. So not the first couple groups. The last Now United was a little intense, but Sarah says the quality on these first two is going to be rough. Warning y'all now. And it looks like Jazz also agreed with Sally in saying that they knew some of the groups. Same with SuperFive. Very nice. Let's see. Sarah says, I think the company went out of business in 2019, so that could be why, certainly. And then Gunky just says a bad situation with the company. And yeah, it was really was that. It was kind of why I didn't mention it, because it's a difficult topic. That's fair. No, Santa says, do they think they're SM with all the belts and harnesses? Probably. Sarah says, I tried so hard. I'm lucky Jung is so popular now. Otherwise, these are less likely would have been completely lost. Yeah, that's fair. But hey, Christian is going to be on tour with Now United, so if you wanted that, I guess go for it. That's fair. Well, big salutes to Christian. He's holding it down, so we love to see it. But yeah, no, this was good. I definitely was surprised. So hopefully hopefully it'll be worked out for him in the future. But yeah, great song. I thought this was fantastic. So very nice. We're gonna check out the next one, which looks to be Just Having Fun is the song name, I believe. So let's check it out. Different vibe. Very nice. All right, this was Ateen just having fun. If you're hanging out for our multiple group boys playing a deep dive, thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. Um, I like this song. I will probably say my preference was more so the first song from 18, just like love the energy. But this was nice, and I don't know if this is performed on the same. I wonder if these were performed on the same date. It was just from different angles, um I thought this was I definitely felt like this one was a nice chill vibe. Like this to me kind of gives like B-side energy, and that's not a bad thing. You got to have like the more it looks more chill. You know what I mean? You got to have one of those songs and just like a little bit more of a vibe, and I feel like this one's definitely that sort of pace. Um I will say, at least for my perspective, like this one, you got to hear a little bit more of the vocal nuances of 18. So I definitely like that. Even given the quality of the like live version, I still feel like they had really great vocals. They're really crisp. I like their tones. So I think that they definitely had that going for them at the current time. But yeah, just a little bit more relaxed, you know what I mean? And that's like, you got to have it. You got to have a stable song. So, yeah, nothing bad to write home for me on this one. Like I said, if I had a personal preference, I'd probably say the first one's a little bit more my speed, but I like those kind of. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just because the boys groups that I started listening to doing this like were a lot of like high energy, like in your face sorts of title tracks. So I feel like maybe I just like those inherently because that's what I remember getting into with boy groups versus like this type of song. So I feel like if I started listening to more like chill groups, boy groups, then that'd be a different story. This might be more my vibe, but still enjoyed it. If this came up on my like K-pop playlist, I would listen to this 100%. No skips on this one. So Sarah says the first song was way more my type, but this was fun. And Sarah says they look like they were in terms of the filming. Okay, cool. Cal says it looks like the genes persisted. that is true. The genes did persist. That's fair. Jazz says I liked it. They're also pretty stable. Yeah, I would agree. So good stuff. Good stuff. I wish more of their stuff was on on Spotify. It would have been great to listen to them and obviously do a little bit of comparison, but hopefully they're all on to bigger and better things. So very nice. All right, I'm gonna pull my tab over here for the other group here. So very nice. We have under 19 is the next one. So very nice. Sarah says it looks like a couple of the guys are doing some other stuff now, so good for them. Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like it's always interesting to see, like, especially now, because obviously we've gone through Boys Planet, and obviously I've seen other groups like with members leave and stuff, and I'm always curious, like, what their like what's their next steps, right? If they do decide to stay within K-pop, like, do they become a solo artist, or do they start, do they join another group or something like that? It's always very interesting. But I feel like it always brings, some good situations. Certainly, obviously every situation is different, but I find it intriguing. It's almost like like when you're going to like build like professional sports teams, right? Like it's kind of insane in that aspect. I don't watch a lot of sports, but I feel like that metaphor feel like works out pretty well for like groups like that. So very neat. Yeah, obviously best of luck to everyone in Ateen, and hopefully they are on to bigger and better things. So very nice. All right, under 19. I believe is the group name, if I've got it correct, because that's what it says. Or is it 1 to 9? It looks like it's maybe 1 to 9. I'm going to go with that. 1 to 9 was a 9-member group. Okay, 1 to 9 is a group name. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Sarah. Is a 9-member group under MBK Entertainment and Pocket Doll Studios, formed on the survival show Under 19 and debuted on April 13th of 2029. Or 2019. We're not even in 2029. This group contains Boys Planet contestant Lee Sung-hwan. Very nice. Okay. I do remember that name, so I'm probably going to like this. Jazz says Under 19 was the survival show, right? That is correct. That's what I've got here in my notes. So very nice. Very nice. All right. Let's get into the first one, which looks to be Spotlight. What? They completely switched the sound. I was gonna say it looked like Alexa, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to. Let's go. We spin like merry-go, 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 merry-go-round. Merry-go, 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 merry-go-round. Let's go. I'm so confused. Okay. Ooh. I like this.
We spin like merry-go-round.
I love that melody choice. That's sick.
We spin like merry-go-round.
Nice. All right. This is great. Oh. Very nice. All right. This is 1 to 9 Spotlight. Yeah, I was gonna go back and see if it was Alexa. It did look like it. It did look like her. So is it? Yeah, it's gotta be. This is Alexa for sure. I feel. Right? Yeah, oh yeah, that's for sure Alexa. Right? I feel. Yeah, it's gotta be. Okay, cool. Wow, a little cameo from Alexa. That's awesome. I was gonna say that has to be her. She's like I gotta give it to her. I feel like she's the cameo queen. You know, like I almost always like. I feel like when we've watched some older like K-pop MVs, like I'm like she must have been in a lot. She must have been in a lot of MVs. I feel like I almost see her like randomly in some MVs. I'm like, is that Alexa? That's crazy. She was everywhere, yeah. Which, hey, all the power, I feel like everyone would be like, oh, that's Alexa, and then go listen to the song and then come back and then, hey. So Sarah says her old company was primarily a music video production company, so that makes sense. Yeah. It seems like it would line up, but this was 1 to 9 Spotlight. I feel like we are, I feel like we got to give a shout outs to the song. I love this. The Latin influence is strong, but it's so good. And I like how they incorporated a little bit of, like some light Spanish, I like that. The beat was awesome. At first I didn't know what to expect. I feel like Cal and I were sharing the brain cell at the beginning because I was just like, where is it? What is this song doing? Right? Like I was just like very confused at the start, but then once we got into like probably the more meat and potatoes of the song, I was like, nah, this is a fire track. I love like the horn section. I loved a lot of the like minor tonality that I feel like a lot of good like Spanish artists use, and like has a little bit of like a light, like it's got like a little bit of a light flamenco type vibe to it, so I definitely appreciate that. Great, like I said, great beat, great music. And 1 to 9's incredible. I really liked a lot of their melody choices. I will say that chorus of this song is extremely infectious. I'd probably say in terms of the boys playing stuff we've covered, I would definitely say this one has got to be amongst the most memorable songs for me, at least, just because that hook in that chorus is just going to be like so I'm gonna remember it so well. So I definitely feel like that's gonna have a chokehold over me. Certainly, we're gonna continue on. We just did the first 1 to 9 song, and we're gonna move on to the next one here. So I'm uh gonna be checking out Blah next. So let's give it a listen.
속삭여 닿을 수 없는 말 기다림에 지쳐 한 번 더 그 아름다움에 취해 한 번 더 그럼 다시 속삭여 너를 또 내 손을 잡아줘 느끼죠 난 하루 종일 너를 속삭여 널 놓칠 수 없어 I'm falling you 네가 내게 닿지 않아 no way I'm falling you I'm falling you 네가 내게 닿지 않아도 돼 속삭여줘
Ooh, nice.
Breaking my 다시 너의 속삭임에 취해 찾을 수 없어 너 때문에 나나나나 어두운 밤에 너란 불을 켜네 속삭여 Like I want you 헤어날 수 없게
I feel like I've been missing out. This is great stuff.
네 숨결을 내게 속삭여줘 무대 위에 조명이 꺼져도 오직 너만 생각해 Every day, every night 너에게 눈을 떼지 못해 난 너만 보는 바보 몰아쳐 너란 파도 혼자 수영해 너의 세상을 호적대 배고파도 눈 감으면 너의 그 향기가 내 곁을 걷도네 그 덕에 매일이 걷도네 Can't only learn to love I love it 그저기면 말 걸어 볼래 못 쳤으네 I'm falling you 네가 내게 닿지 않아 no way I'm falling you I'm falling you 네가 내게 닿지 않아도 돼 속삭여줘 Breaking my heart Breaking my 다시 너의 속삭임에 취해 찾을 수 없어 너 때문에 나나나나 어두운 밤에 너란 불을 켜네 속삭여 You want me like I want you 헤어날 수 없게 속삭여 속삭여줘 네 숨결을 내게 속삭여줘 떠나줘 내 기억 속에서 가져가 날 아프게 하잖아 더 필요 없어 다 가져가줘 내가 미련 남지 않도록 두 눈을 감아도 두 귀를 막아도 여전히 내 곁을 맴도는 너의 목소리 들려줘 그럼 다시 너의 속삭임에 취해 찾을 수 없어 너 때문에 나나나나 새하얀 밤에 너란 색을 칠해 속삭여 Like I want you 돌이킬 수 없게 속삭여 속삭여줘 네 숨결을 다시 속삭여줘
Nice. Wow. Okay. All right. This was 1 to 9 and the song Blah. Gunky, hopefully you're staying safe out there. Everyone is dealing with some sort of problem today. It might be the Wednesday, the Wednesday problem. So, very nice. I thought this was also great. I liked the first one, and I feel like very similarly, I also enjoyed this. So this was a little bit more like chill, and I'm completely fine with that. I know I had made that comment about Ateen earlier, but wow, I really enjoyed it. The vocals on this again were incredible. Very similarly to the first one, but I think even more so. There's just like a little bit more polish to this song that I really appreciate. The like top end of their voices were really nice. They had some good falsetto moments too. So it was a really good combination of again, differing vocals. I think they've got good amount of range between the different members in this group. So definitely appreciate that a ton. Also another really catchy chorus. I thought this one was another one where it's pretty infectious out the gate and didn't really let up. I definitely feel like maybe musically I like the first song, but not by much. I feel like this one was also really good, instrumental wise as well too. I think maybe I like just the first 1 to 9 song just because again the Latin beat. I think that just worked out really well. Obviously with like some like Spanish influence as well. I think those types of songs always like do well in my mind. But I felt like this one was a good follow up certainly. So definitely like both songs. And like I said, I was unfamiliar with 1 to 9's game, and I feel like maybe now more so I'm familiar with it. So love to see it. Let's see what else we got. Sarah says, "Do I have to get into 1 to 9?" You might have to. You might have to. Gungi says, "I hear." Oh, I saw that comment earlier. Connie says, "Some of my boys from Omega X were in this group, so I like this group. I've heard like three songs of theirs. Oh wow, okay, cool, very nice. And yeah, hopefully everyone's again staying safe today. We're feeling better. So Uni, feel better. Take it easy. Thanks for coming through. All right." Well, we're gonna keep it moving. We have another 1 to 9 song. This one is called "Bad Guy." So let's check it out. I'm excited. Keep it moving.
웃음 뒤에 가린 슬픔 눈물로 얼룩진 네 맘속 엇갈린 길의 끝에 멈춰 난 널 붙잡고 나가봐도 다시 넌 그에게 가는 줄 너를 봐 내가 왜 더 아파와 내가 말한 대로야 Girl you gotta let it go 더 이상 견딜
Nice pre-chorus. I like this.
있을 수가 없어 넌 내 품에 안고 싶어 그만해 난 내 곁으로 와 너를 위해서 I got to 할게 Baby no I'm only you I'll be your bad guy 너를 뺏을게 I got to 할게 Baby no I'm only you Only you 다친데도 상관없어 just for you 너를 포기할 순 없어 이젠 더 이상 I'll be your big guy 너를 지킬게 악역이라도 내 모든 이유 only you 널 위한 big guy 내 탓 지키러 가난 항상 지키는 날 내가 더 미쳐만 가 힘든 너의 어깨 감성 나의 맘이 아파 너는 못 참아 Crazy 황홀한 광야 눈을 뜰 수 없어 머릿속에 네가
Their rappers are good. I like this.
그만 끝낼게 내가 우리 눈물도 마지막이 되게 너를 봐 내가 왜 더 아파와 이제라도 turn around 나를 봐봐 let me know 애써대로 숨긴 나의 맘과 거짓말고 묻는 뻔한 울고 있는 너의 어깨 감싸 그만해 내 품으로 와 너를 위해서 I got to 할게 Baby no I'm only you I'll be your bad guy 너를 뺏을게 I got to 할게 Baby no I'm only you Only you 다친데도 상관없어 just for
I love that like little bit of rhythm shift. That's so cool.
I'll be your big guy 너를 지킬게 악역이라도 내 모든 이유 only you 너를 위한 bad guy 너의 bad guy 어떤 good lie 거짓을 막아 너의 bad guy 어떤 good lie 진실을 찾아 그만해 맨 내 곁으로 와 너를 위해서 I got to 할게 Baby no I'm only you I'll be your bad guy 너를 뺏을게 I got to 할게 Baby no I'm only you Only you 다친데도 상관없어 just for you 너를 포기할 순 없어 이젠 더 이상 I'll be your big guy 너를 지킬게 악역이라도 내 모든 이유 only you
Wow. All right, very cool. This was 1 to 9, a bad guy. If you're hanging out, thank you for hanging out to this scuff screen, scuff stream tonight. Oof, but we're making do. Um, wow. I don't know if we have another. Does it? Do we have we have another song from them? Okay, cool. Um, they're 3 for 3 in my mind. I've liked I've liked all of these, and I don't want to seem like I'm heavy simping for this group, but honestly, they've been making some fucking bangers tonight. So, it'd be hard for me to say that I probably couldn't stand them because I would stand them 100%. But um, this was also different. I feel like each song that we've listened to from them so far has been varyingly different, but in good ways. Like the first one seemed like a really cool kind of like again the Latin beat. The second one was kind of a little bit more chill. This kind of takes more of that like EDM, like strong electronic sound going on with this. I love that kind of synth choice that they used in the back for the song. Really driving. It's a great song. I love that pre-chorus build up. I think that that's incredible. And then to just kind of like just hit a home run with that chorus, I think that's great. They had like that little rhythm shift like halfway through the chorus to get you to like basically the second part of the chorus. So smart. I love that. And their vocals are incredible. They had some like really cool like falsetto tones as well. Very similarly to the last song, but I feel like they amplified it a little bit more. The rap section in the second verse was incredible. Their two rappers are awesome. Um, but yeah, I feel like it's gonna be hard for me to find things that I didn't like about the song. It just kind of like checks all the boxes for me. Got a great chorus, great pre-chorus build. Is it infectious? Like is it something I'm gonna be singing along to? And I feel like this is absolutely one of those songs I feel like I'd be jam along to. But yeah, I genuinely was like, damn, this is as soon as it came on and I like got to that chorus, I was like, damn, this is really good. So, I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, I like another song, but genuinely, I was vibing, I was having a good time. So, good choice, great. We're schmoovin'. This group is awesome. So. Very nice. Cal says great build up. Cal also followed up and said, "Oh, this is great." Connie says, "I like this one." Sarah says, I just added all their music to my catch-up Spotify playlist. I may need to stand them. Jazz says, a banger. Agreed. And Sarah says, no, actually, they're so good. I'm not one to be like, oh, this survival show group are bad and have no chemistry, but this is truly a group is outstanding for a survival show group. This feels like something a company would have trained these kids years ago. Trained these kids for years together for. I would agree. I think it's got like I'm trying to think of the terminology, but I feel like they definitely have a little bit more of an age beyond their wisdom type energy. It seems very like this seems like a type of song that I would imagine like a group that has been seasoned and done it for a little bit to put out. So for them to again for this to be the third song that I've listened to from them, I think that's damn near impressive that they have such a concise way of putting out really good songs, and whether the genre stays the same or it differs, I feel like they've done a really good job of still, I think, at least in my opinion, maintaining their strong suits. So kudos to 1 to 9. They're awesome. So very nice. All right. Well, we've got another one from them. The next one is Count. So let's check it out.
열흘 새면 눈 뜰게 안녕이란 말하긴 아직 싫은걸 아홉에서 또 하나 되돌아가 처음으로 꿈을 꿨지 너를 다시 마주할라 그땐 말할 수 있겠지 너를 놓지 않겠단 말 시간은 우리 사이 채워 끊임없이 엮여 서로의 미소 기억하며 웃어줘 my flower 지나간 시간을 담아줘 우리의 앨범에 우리 둘만의 추억을 Say bye, 1, 2, 9 눈부셨던 너와 나 Say bye, 1, 2, 3 웃으며 wake up counting on memory 언제나 1, 2, 9 counting on memory 가슴이 아파와 우리는 멀어져가 사진 속 해맑게 웃고 있는 우리가 기억나 금방 돌아올게 내가 난 아직 모든 게 그리워 내 삶에 잊을 수 없는 드라마 꿈을 꿨지 너를 다시 마주할 날 그때 말할 수 있겠지 너를 놓지 않겠단 말 내 눈이 반짝이는 이유를 알아 나도 너와 똑같은 걸 다시 손을 잡을 때까지만 우리들만의 추억을 세워봐 1, 2, 9 눈부셨던 너와 나 세워봐 1, 2, 3 웃으며 wake up 비록 잠깐 멀어져도 꼭 잡은 손 놓지 마 언제나 1, 2, 9 같이 있는 듯해 너의 곁에 yeah. 기억해 한 걸음 뒤 네 곁에 언제라도 있을게 Always 둘만의 꿈 향이 있는 그곳에 다다르는 그때 yeah. 우리 다시 만나기로 해 yeah. 1, 2, 9 눈부셨던 너와 나 1, 2, 3 추억이 참 많아 많은 시간이 지나도 계속 널 생각하며 언제나 1, 2, 9 같이 있는 거야 너의 곁에 yeah. 1, 2, 9 counting on memory 언제나 1, 2, 9 날 닮은 멜로디 1, 2, 9 널 기억할 memory
All right, this was 1 to 9 and their song Count. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. This one is perplexing to me. It's not bad. I do like it. I'm just confused. Like, I saw Sarah's comment, this one is mixed so strangely, and I couldn't agree more. It's like the vocals of the song are somehow on the outside of the mix and you can still hear them, but then like the front of the mix feels like it's like there's like a brick wall in front of them. Sarah says I went back to check and it's mixed like this on Spotify too. Oof, that's not good. So it was not, we can't blame the YouTube mixing on this. Wow, yeah, this was, I think the mix kills it for me for this song. And that I think that the song is bad. I really genuinely like the song. I just feel like their vocals feel so crushed in this song, and like it feels like the vocals just surround the outside of the song and not where I feel like vocals should sit, which is like directly center unless you're like panning. Like it's off. It is for sure off. And like I do like a lot of the vocals. I think like the melody choices were great in the song. I just feel like it was very like there's some like synths that kind of come out and like it's more in the front facing of the song. Like the bass and like the drumming seems very like aggressively mixed in the front, and then like you have like this acoustic guitar that's like pretty much where it should be, I feel like, mix wise. But like man, it's just odd, you know. I think like it has good bones, and I don't want to sound like I'm a hater because obviously I've liked the last 3 songs, but it just seems to me like the mixing of the song could have just been so much better, and this song would have risen higher on the ranks for me. I just feel like it's hard to overlook a bad mix, and you know, I think no matter how good or how great of a band or singer you are, I feel like if you don't have a good mix or like the things aren't arranged very well, you know, it can seem a little bit sour, you know. And so I feel like this song definitely has a lot of great things going for it. It's just like, man, if it was mixed better, I would be like ranting and raving about the song. But that's a killer thing I don't think I can get behind, and that has nothing to do with the 1 to 9 boys. I think they did fantastic. I love the melody in the chorus. I thought that was really incredible. The bridge sections were really great. They used a lot of falsetto tones, which were awesome. But I feel like, again, like there's definitely some moments in the song where I was just like, if the mix was just like appropriately put together for this song, incredible. So, um, let's see. Sarah says the song could have really been good. It's just so weirdly mixed. It has that high pitched whining in the chorus that was unpleasant. I think it's like a synth. It definitely I got what you're saying, but it felt like maybe like a really like high pitched synth, or like um I know I've joked about like theremin usage, but I feel like it kind of gives a little light theremin usage in this song as well. Um, so maybe that's where the unpleasant aspects of it is, but I definitely feel like if it was mixed a little bit better, then it could have been rad. Jazz says not the best song, but they had a great run overall. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't feel like it discounts my love for the group, but I do feel like this one is. If this one would have been awesome, like I would have been like, give me their shit, like, and they still probably will get my shit, but like, I feel like this one was rough a little bit to some degree. So Sarah says now I'm really excited to go back and listen to their discography. Yeah, I am also excited. I'll probably do that tomorrow. So stoked. I have to find some hidden gems, but very nice. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the next group. We're on a high. We have TOO and TO1, which we'll be getting into next. Was a 13-member group under Wake One Entertainment that formed on the show World Class and debuted on April 1st of 2020. Wow, what a day to debut. This group contains Boys Planet trainees Oh Sungmin under the name Jerome and Cha Woonki. Very nice. They both left the group in June of 2022. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Not surprised though. But let's check out the first one. This one is TOO's Magnolia first. Let's give it a listen.
없이 내릴 스친 푸른 빛의 light 알 수 없는 차원에서 두 눈을 떠와 여기 대체 어딘지 나는 대체 누군지 모호해진 찰나 뒤틀린 공간 낯선들 뒤쪽까지 색을 넘어 run 쉼없이 몰아치는 혼돈 속에 bump 온 세상이 어지러 오묘한 이 기시간 의문들에 갇힌 채 난 뒤흔들려 시간 속을 홀로 헤매다 나를 닮은 널 마주해 흐드러진 꽃을 진 순간 그 물결 위로 날 비춰 Getting louder, getting closer 늦기 전에 너를 불러 빛을 본 순간 눈을 뜬 거야 내 안에 깊은 색을 찾게 됐어 조각나버린 이상향 되새겨버린 이 세상 빛을 본 순간 눈을 뜬 거야 모든 걸 다시 찾을 때가 됐어 Chase 동쪽에서 봄날처럼 불어오는 윗 흩날리는 꽃잎마저 날 이끌어와 어딜 가야 하는지 뭘 해야 하는지 혼란스런 찰나 깨어난 오감 저 멀리 쏟아지는 빛을 쫓아 right 언젠가 본 듯한 그 나무 위로 jump 선율에 귀 기울여 스미드니 왕호감 푸른 빛의 눈먼 채 영원을 꿈꿔 시간 속을 홀로 헤매다 나를 닮은 널 마주해 흐드러진 꽃을 진 순간 그 물결 위로 날 비춰 Getting louder, getting closer 늦기 전에 너를 불러 빛을 본 순간 눈을 뜬 거야 내 안에 깊은 색을 찾게 됐어 조각나버린 이상향 되새겨버린 이 세상 빛을 본 순간 눈을 뜬 거야 모든 걸 다시 찾을 때가 됐어 자연스런 것까지 내게
Huh.
이을대지
Interesting.
흑백 속에 그쳐 잠들면 안돼 긴 시간들을 되감아 과거까지 온 거야 되찾을 순간 시간 속을 홀로 헤매다
All right.
나를 닮은 널 마주해 흐드러진 꽃을 진 순간 그 물결 위로 날 비춰 Getting out again Getting closer 믿기 전에 너를 baby 곁을 본 순간 눈을 뜬 거야 내 안에 깊은 색을 찾게 됐어 조각난 우리 이상해 되새겨 우리 이 빛을 본 순간 눈을 뜬 거야 모든 걸 다시 찾을 때가 됐어 Chase
All right. Very cool. This was TOO's Magnolia. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. This was fun. I definitely enjoyed this a lot. I will say this song, and no pun intended to the MV, but I feel like this one was a slow burn for me. At first, I was like, do I like this song, right? And I think as it kind of progressed and the song, obviously the song continued on more, I was like, ooh, I like this part. And then, we got to the second verse and I was like, ooh, the second verse goes hard. And then I'm like, the pre-chorus is great. Like, I think as the song progressed, I was definitely getting more and more involved with it. And then by the end of it, I was like, damn, this is a good song. So I definitely feel like this one took a little bit of warming up too, but I think by the end of it, I was really vibing with it. I got to give a shout out to the bridge section of this song. I think the bridge was absolutely incredible. I don't know who did the like insane like vocal pop off moment at the end here. It is whoever this member is in the blonde hair. I don't know, this is probably not the best photo, but I know he was doing like the fucking crazy ass note. Okay, Sarah, Jazz says it's Jane Lee is a soloist now. Okay, cool. Very nice. Thank you, Jazz. Incredible. He's got a great he's got some sick vocals, so I'll have to check out. We'll have to check out solo stuff, obviously. But this is great. Definitely good vibes. I will say the one thing I think that I thought was probably the most interesting part of the song, along with the bridge, was their use of like, I don't know if it was the pre-chorus or I think it was maybe potentially the pre-chorus, but like the way that they stacked the vocals, they did like these descending chromatic like vocal notes that I thought was interesting, mashed up with like the main vocal line. And I think that was such a cool contrast, and I feel like you don't hear that too much, so it was cool to hear that kind of display of vocals throughout the song, and it like made it more memorable in that part, and like definitely stood out to me a lot more. So I definitely like that. I again damn near surprised that not other groups did that, so it was really fun. But yeah, overall I thought this was a good song. Definitely some really fun moments throughout, so I think this was a pretty good introduction to them, considering I don't believe that I've listened to any TOO songs yet as of currently. So obviously besides this one, since we just watched it. But let's see. Sarah says, while we are here, happy 18th birthday, 18th debut anniversary to Wonki. Very nice. Shout outs to him. Gunky says, this song wasn't for me, but I could see why others might like it. Ooh, okay. And then Sarah says, I don't think that I have. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Sarah. All right. We're keeping it moving here. We've got another TOO song, and this was Count 1, 2. Let's check it out. What a vibe switch.
이 세상 어디에 있던 난 언제든지 For you 너만 너만을 위한 쇼를 보여줄게 단 하나뿐인 스테이지 Only one for you 너와 나 단둘만의 누가 뭐라던 간에 너라면은 어떤 시간도 I'll make my time 고민하지 말고 girl press your time Allegro andante 빠르게 들어내리게 내가 원하는 게 뭐든지 전부 준비가 됐어 이젠 put your hands in the sky One, two 하나 둘 셋 곧 눈을 뜨면 나타날게 I'll be your star 크게 소리 질러 눈치 볼 필요 없어 너의 환호가 필요해 내 이름을 크게 외쳐 온 세상에 들릴 만큼 이 세상 그 누구보다 더 가장 행복하게 너를 웃게 할게 평생 너와 함께 할게 You ready? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, countdown. 시간이 가로 너가 원한다면 쇼를 열어 매일 밤. 지금 romantic해 더 깊게. You are my guest. Countdown 너에게로 go it. 네 마음을 낮춰버린 범인. 어떤 고민하지 말고 나를 잡아. 매일 너와 같이 쓰는 드라마만 늘 보면 너만 너와 단둘만의 누가 뭐라던 간에. I'll be dancing by 늘 위한 네 음악에 몸을 맡겨 baby 준비가 됐어 이젠 put your hands in the sky
I love the pre-chorus. That's so good.
크게 소리 질러 눈치 볼 필요 없어 너의 환호가 필요해 내 이름을 크게 외쳐 온 세상에 들릴 만큼 이 세상 그 누구보다 더 가장 행복하게 너를 웃게 할게 평생 너와 함께 할게 너만을 위해 노래할게 하나 둘셋 발을 맞춰 셋넷반 하면 손을 잡고 달려 있는 힘껏 나를 응원해주겠니 24/7 365 24 hours Looking for Call me now waiting for you 오직 나만을 위한 쇼 자 눈을 감고 No stress 하나 둘셋 눈을 뜨면 나타날게 I'll be your star 크게 소리 질러 눈치 볼 필요 없어 너의 환호가 필요해 I'll be waiting for you 내 이름을 크게 외쳐 온 세상에 들릴 만큼 이 세상 그 누구보다 더 가장 행복하게 너를 웃게 할게 평생 너와 함께 할게
Oh. They did. They hit the nene. Oh my god. Very nice. All right. I feel like I could stop there. This is TOO's count 1 and 1 2. Very nice. Very nice. Um I will agree with Gunky. I think Gunky says, well, this was not what I was expecting after the last song. And I feel like I agree with Gunky's statement. However, I have learned that you can never trust what they're gonna do next. You could get anything, right? So I feel like looking at the MV, I was like probably gonna get a break concept, and my thought process was correct there. But I like this. This was definitely like a fun, fun light vibe. Though it did get dark in like that one section. Like I think it was after the second chorus. Um, I thought that was odd. I don't know if that has anything to do with lore. If any of y'all are TOO or TO1 stands, let me know, because I'm just curious at that. It seemed like a lore. It seemed like a lore plot, but I couldn't really tell. And obviously, we don't have the time to delve into it. But I would be curious to know if that is the case. But yeah, I thought the song was really nice. I loved the pre-chorus of the song. I feel like I'm just a pre-chorus stan for the most part. I love a good pre-chorus, and I feel like they brought it home with this one for sure. The chorus was also really phenomenal as well. Really light, really catchy. I think just anything where you're incorporating a lot of major key, you're having like some good horn section as well, and obviously very complimentary vocal lines as well. I think you can't go wrong. I think it's the old reliable, but very very summerish. It's got a light vibe to it, and I thought this was definitely a different change of pace from the first song that we listened to from them. But I feel like it brought out a whole different like aspect of what they're doing vocally. So I definitely loved seeing that a little bit more. But yeah, overall I thought this was a good song. I feel like maybe I like this one a little bit more than the first song, and just because I feel like it seemed more grounded, I guess would probably be the word that I'm thinking of. Like it just seemed like everything in this song was just like really catchy, really fun, really vibey, and just hit me in a good way. I needed the good feels tonight. So yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. This is good. Um Sarah says, I love a bright concept. Kala says this is great too. Sarah's comment, oh no, the girls are fighting, had me dying. I was fucking cracking up. It was great. And then Gunky says, yeah, that is K-pop. You never know what they'll do. That's true. That's true. And Jazz says not sure about the lore bit. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, if you stand to TOO, let me know. But we're gonna keep it moving to TO1. Um, Does anybody know why they switched over from TOO to TO1? Was it because they lost members? I'm just curious because I did see like the name change, and obviously they're going to be incorporated together. But okay, that's right. Usually I feel like that's the case, but I'm getting smarter, So, Gunky says, so funny enough. I'm listening to the stream, watching a show, and playing a game at the same time. Gunky, I think you have undiagnosed ADHD. Sarah says they lost a member and the 10 part of their name didn't make sense. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, let's get into TO1. Let's check it out.
기다림의 불씨 눈빛에 드리운 열기 긴장에서 벗어나 밤을 걷어낸 sunrise 필연적인 변화의 시작 난 지금 깨어나 까만 어둠 사이 온몸을 웅크린 채 견딘 시간 Running 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 수백 번 넘어져도 한 번 더 달려들어 절대로 놓지 않아 I get what I want I'm a son of a beast 온몸으로 부딪혀 I'm a son of a beast
Is that a play on words?
목을 타고 흐른 가진 들 듯한 열기로 증명해낼 이 순간 그 빈틈 틀림없이 완성될 거야 다 집어삼켜 babe Tryna get it 뭐든 내가 바라는 건 더 물어뜯기 위해 걸어 their feet Right 수백 번 쓰러져도 난 wake up 다시 퍼뜨려내 불을 like vroom vroom Yeah 별로 지키들이 온 shadow 바라보는 건지 날 가로세도 매번 덮쳐오는 두려움은 내게 있어 Nothing so bring you what you gotta do 깊게 숨겨진 채 불 꺼진 어둠 속에 헤맨 시간 Running 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 기다린 이 순간 더 뜨겁게 펼쳐낼 time 끝까지 나를 던져 I'll do what I want I'm a son of a beast 온몸으로 부딪혀 I'm a son of a beast 막아서는 넘어서 Get up get up 터질 듯한 목소리 울려 퍼진 나의 외침 Get up get up get up sunrise I'm a son of a beast 더 빨라지는 심장 속의 울림
Ooh.
오를 듯 내 마음을 읽게 우리
Cool bridge.
새롭게 마주할 시간을 give them say that's who I am I'm a son of a beast 어둠 끝에 부딪혀 I'm a son of a beast 더 뜨겁게 소리쳐 Get up get up 더 비듯한 목소리 울려 퍼진 나의 외침 Get up get up get up sunrise I'm a son of a beast got nothing on me I'm a son of a fear got nothing on me I'm a son of a no one can ever stop me I'm a son of a 어제를 넘어설게 이 순간 뜨겁게 내 마음에 거침없이 I'm a son of a 원해 거친 보스 I'm a son of a 끝없이 번지 떠올려 I'm a son of a I'm a son of a beast
All right. This is TO1 and their song Son of a Beast. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. I'm sorry. I know I keep laughing. It's actually has nothing to do with the group. I just think to me, I feel like K-pop is one of, if not the only, like genre of music that will get about as close to you as you can get to cursing, like saying like something cursing but not actually cursing. Like I don't know if that makes sense at all, but like some songs I'm just like, like we all know what you want to say, but you can't name a song that. So you find a word that's like very close, like like sound wise or phonetically. It's just so funny. I thank you, Gunky. I'm glad it makes sense. Okay, cool. It's so wild to me. That's like one of the that's like it just gets me going. It's so funny. I love it. Like, no disrespect whatsoever. I just think it's so funny that we would have a song named Son of a Son of Beast, which, if you say it fast enough, it could sound like something else. So, maybe the double entendre there, but yeah, I thought the song was great. I enjoyed this one. I feel like very similarly to Sarah's comment, this is funky. I like it. I feel like I'm a sucker for a good funky track, and this one definitely brought it. The bass player, again, I feel like bass players in K-pop love the funky riffs, and I'll give it to them. I love it. That's like, I love that shit. So I'll take it. But the chorus, I was like, at first I was like, it's a little cheesy, right? Like, obviously for like the wordplay, but as the song kind of got more and more, like, I listened to it more and more, I was like, oh no, yeah, actually I do like it. And I just feel like it kind of grew on me. This is also kind of like a slow burn song, at least from my perspective. Vocals were also really impressive. Though I will say the TOO songs, were also really good as well too. So I'm not really surprised that like vocally they still maintain a lot of the good sensibility there. I will say I really enjoyed the raps in the song. I think especially in that, I'm pretty sure is the second verse of the song. The back-to-back rap section was really phenomenal. Probably another one of my favorite parts of the song as well too. So definitely enjoyed this. This was enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was, and I think just with the added cheeky nature of the wordplay, I think just makes it even better for me. So definitely definitely a good footing here for them, 100%. So love that. let's see. And then Gunky's comment after Sarah's comment about them losing a member 17 doesn't make sense based on that logic. That's true. Sarah says, this is the album I have of Wonky POB 4, and I feel like a winner. Oh, interesting. Okay. Cal says, I'm playing a game too, but watching a show and a stream is crazy. Good on you. Yeah. It was not a diss, Gunky, what I said earlier, but it's giving strong ADHD vibes, and that's okay. I respect it. Cal says, I heard what I heard. That's true. Sarah says, I think we all know what the demo was probably was. Yes, absolutely. Sarah says it's okay. You can play Gunky back. It's listen, I have tons of friends that are ADHD, so when I see it, I see it. Gunky says I didn't see it as you dissing me. Hey, listen, I just call it as I see it. It's not bullying. It's just factual. But very nice. All right, we've got another TO1 song, and this one is No More X. Let's go.
Dum 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 dum. Yeah. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Let's talk about X. 나도 몰랐던 나 작은 달콤함은 환상이 돼. Yeah. From the minimum to the max. The minimum to the max. 날 뒤덮으니 현실할게. So serious, like a dream thing. 찬란한 모양으로 깨어나니 감각 속에 뜨거운 숨을 담아 전부를 걸어낸 all this. 찰나의 사이 난 파고든 앞 너와 맞선 나의 운명은 이미 X. 찰나의 사이 난 파고든 앞 너와 맞선 나의 운명은 이미 X. On the dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum.
Okay.
Dum 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 dum. Truman Show 모두의 시선 속에 나는 겁없이 시작해내지 새로운 race 손을 떠나보낸 화살은 다 X10 누구도 가늠하지 못해 내가 가진 max 트레인한 나로 다시 태어나는 중 하나도 남김없이 다 새로 썰룰 아무나 날 따라하지 못해 내가 뻗은 길이 아니고서는 no way 전혀 다른 모양으로 깨어나니 감각 속에 뜨거운 숨을 담아 전부를 걸어난 all in 똑바로 봐 그랬던 나인 돼버렸지 time 이제 난 no more cry 똑바로 봐 그랬던 나인 돼버렸지 time 이제 난 no more cry no more dum 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 no more dum 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 날 끌어당긴 나의 gravity 낯선 어둠에 이끌려가 한 줄기 빛이 피어나는 찰나 시작된 이 매직
Ooh. Ooh, that was cool.
어떤 한계도 넘어서 두렵지 않아 No more dum 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 dum
Ooh.
dum 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 dum
Is that halftime? Yeah, it had to be.
No more dum 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 dum
Nice.
dum 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 돌아가긴 destiny
All right, very nice. This was TO1's No More X. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. We're doing a bunch of Boys Planet groups tonight, so thanks for putting it up. Love to see it. This was cool. I will say at first I was on the fence of not liking it, but I feel like it turned turned around for me, which is a surprise because I feel like this isn't the type of song that I would normally gravitate towards. But man, it got better and better as we progressed through it. So I got to give them a lot of credit because I normally I try to like give my like full attention to it, and I felt like I was like, damn, that first chorus is like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. You know what I mean? Like they're doing the like the dun 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 dun, and I was like, this is cool, but like, is it really gonna be something I'm gonna like love? Like, is it gonna get old? Is it gonna get repetitive to me? And I can say since they've done it multiple times throughout the song, I can say it did not get repetitive. If anything, I feel like I appreciated it far more because like vocally it matched up with like the actual melody of like the song itself. So I feel like the combination of just like the melody choice vocally was cool, and then for them to kind of make that sound a little bit more bright and a little bit more apparent in the song by like matching it up with their vocals. I thought was really cool and something I didn't notice on first go around, but once we got to the second chorus and like kind of continued on with the song, I was like, wow, this sounds like really familiar, but I do appreciate them making it making it different each time and making it feel like it's not just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna give you this melody choice. It was really thought out, and so I appreciate that a ton. I will say, at least for me in this song, I will say the bridge in this song is a saving grace. By that second chorus, I was like, oh, I could feel a little fatigue setting in, but that bridge was phenomenal. I love like the minor tonality of it. It's like I feel like it does pull from like more of the darker concepts that I feel like this song definitely is more noticed on. But I loved it. I thought that was so beautiful. The piano section, like the piano choice in that bridge was great. Adds to that sort of like minor dark tone as well too. So I love that. The dance break was sick with like that like EDM dubstep sort of like parts in it. I thought that was very interesting, but really cool. Again, a good way to break up the song. And then I think they really kind of nailed it home with having the first part of the chorus be halftime and then continue on with like full tempo towards the end. I thought that was a really smart move. And again, kind of further cementing that thing of, hey, this song could be repetitive, but I think they took every possible opportunity to kind of give a refresh to the sound a little bit more. So I definitely like this a lot. I will say it'll probably grow on me a little bit more after listening to it, but I will say I appreciate that the non-repetitiveness of the song, doesn't make you feel that way. They did a great job of making it feel a little bit less predictable. So I appreciate that. Um, let's see. Some people said that they knew the song. Very nice. It looks like Connie and Gunky potentially. Kala says this is great. I keep saying that, but IDK, they're all great. Sarah says I really like this one. Kala says I like the dum 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 part a lot. Uni says very cool. Favorite of the night so far. Very nice. Um, Sarah says by switching the last one to halftime, it was a different enough to not be repetitive. I agree. Big facts. That's stamp of approval there. Yeah, absolutely. Good Shay, take requests. I am not taking a request tonight, unfortunately, but we will be hopefully soon. I'll hopefully be having the request stream very, very soon. But very nice. All right. Um, all right. Well, we're moving on to the next group, which is cool. I'm stoked. Um, this next group is called Edamame Beans. It was a 6-member J-pop group under Stardust who debuted on May 13th of 2020. All 6 members of the group graduated in 2013. Or excuse me, I can't even read today. 2023. This group contains Boys Planet contestant Kai. Okay, very nice. And when you mean by graduated, Sarah, do you mean that they like moved on, like the group like disbanded, or I've seen some people mention graduate, but I've never really understood that they aged out. Okay. Damn, that sucks. Why? That sounds so mean. Then I would have graduated like ages ago. So that sucks. Oh, I hate that. Oh man. Well, All right, well, let's get into Edamame Beans. What a name. So, um, let's check out their first song. Let's give it a listen. Oh, wow. They're hella young. That makes sense then.
My name is Edamame. Got a side tech. One of each in the front walk back pay. Yo Monday. Got a Sunday. One of the kids that call wish any birthday. Silk mark. Daddy tell you market. Given the impressions like I so rapid. Every day one more drop. Make a key on it. Make a bill on one shot.
Stay cool. 뒤집은가 기회를 Tino. 나 flows you know ways up.
Don't flash my flashlight hands up 내가 glam hard brush baby in a clown 보내고 위아래 Edamame Beans Beans 난 가져내서 go beans Breaking on what's my name Superstar Edamame Breaking on what's my
Very interesting.
All I feel like superstar. So superstar. We're Edamame Beans. Haha. Edamame Beans. No kids. One kick. Fresh back.
I love how they said they're no kids and they're kids.
뒤를 꿈뛰는 나 cash night 아끼라매 너와를 위로 let up
So what's the matter with action? Oh, you're my comments, keep me to the front. Give me my tune, talk at the moment, beat. So race, now, cut your net, go free now.
Breaking on what's my name Superstar Edamame Breaking on what's my name
All I feel like superstar, so superstar. We're Edamame Beans. Edamame Beans. Break it out. Side, side, go around. Beats.
길이 나不安になるけど You are my own 君に気づいてほしいそして僕にタッチその手握りしめまたスペシャルなスーパースターじゃないけ
君の
ど
音get up to shine it bright. 悔がない表層さファインフライ。ギリギリでも wanna keep it fly. 息から気があるだけじゃ no repeat.
Breaking on what's my name Superstar Edamame Breaking on what's my name
All I feel like superstar, so superstar. We're Edamame Beans.
Breaking on what's my name Superstar Edamame Breaking on what's my name
All I feel like superstar, so superstar. We're Edamame Beans.
Breaking on what's my name Superstar Edamame Breaking on what's my name
All I feel like superstar, so superstar. We're Edamame Beans.
Huh. Very interesting. All right, this was Edamame Beans, and it looks like the song is Edamame Beats, which what a fucking move for that song name. All right, very interesting. Now I get Sarah's comment about being aged out. That makes a lot more sense. Sarah says, yeah, it's the J-pop thing of the band being children. Jazz says, oh, these are children. And the one kid does look like the 8. I will agree with that. Dubstep breakdown is cool at least. Gunky says, this is something. Well, I feel like y'all already know my stance on children being in a group. I don't feel very happy about that. In the nicest way possible. But I felt like the song was pretty solid. Like I said, nothing like too crazy. I feel like, you know, beat stays the same, which is like could be a good or bad thing. I think the vocal delivery and stuff was very interesting as well. The one thing I will say that I thought was very interesting about the mix of this song is you can definitely hear everybody individually, which I think is a good thing. They all have really interesting tones, and obviously tones to still probably be developed still. Um, but yeah, I don't really have like an insane amount of commentary about the song. It sucks that they're like actual children. So um, take for that what you will, but yeah, I feel like kids probably shouldn't be doing something like this, but that's my personal discretion on that. So um yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. All right, well, we've got two more from oh boy, we got four more from Edamame Beans. So we got a couple more to go. So let's check out the next one. This one is all right.
かすかな声を聞いたんだ眠るこの街に冷たい風にさらわれて Because I want you baby わずかな希望を見てたんだ Never lose この僕も気づいた音が一つある Cause you're the only one
Baby precious love, baby precious love, take me tonight.
I wanna feel your pulse
Baby precious love, baby precious love, take me tonight.
You and me Baby alright 突き進もうどんな世界の果てまで True love 追い求め諦めない No alright 突き進もうどんな壁が待っていても Don't stop ぶち破れ一人じゃできない Try again
高く望んだ世界はまさに即興そう病
What?
どんなにが見たようなライドマンから相当な距離一方で可能は戦いストレート掴み取れるまでまたがんち通れさあ僕はその先へ一つの鍵で
過去から逃げ出したんだね眠るその顔に涙の跡が滲んでる Because I want to help you
Baby precious love, baby precious love, take me tonight.
I wanna feel your pulse
Baby precious love, baby precious love, take me tonight.
You and me Baby alright 突き進もうどんな
So interesting.
世界の果てまで True love 追い求め諦めない No alright 突き進もうどんな壁が待っていても Don't stop ぶち破れ一人じゃできない Try again
スカイオブロー世界オブラップ時にフリーゾーンになるエンドのフラッグ君綺麗な埋蔵すべきことは I know キャッチに息をせずになんてこの世では必要がないだろう誰かの真似
They got good dance moves.
鳴らすビッグ三軒まで
Alright 突き進もうどんな壁が
This is giving like a harder classic rock chorus. Don't get me wrong.
一人じゃできない Try again
All right, y'all. Tune in next stream. We're gonna be doing a stream about infant K-pop groups. No, I'm kidding. This was Edamame Beans and their song "All Right." Whew. I Okay. I'll be honest. I didn't think this was too terribly bad, but I feel like it is severely lacking identity on this one. Um, man, okay, like first part of the song was like this electronic beat part of the song, which again was synonymous with I feel like the first song that we listened to from Edamame Beans, and that's fine. I would have definitely thought that they would go through the same sort of thought processes. Then they incorporate like rock slash maybe like borderline hard rock sort of guitar sounds. The drummer is incorporating like double bass in there, which I think is wild to me. Um I don't know why. I mean, listen, I appreciate it, you know, whenever I can get like a little bit of like a little tinge of metal. And I know Japanese people love metal, so I'm not really surprised by that. Um Chorus is kind of giving like if they took a like if a metal band covered a classic rock song and decided to throw like double bass in there. I yeah, I thought this was pretty wild. I think concept wise definitely out of the box by any means. Um but yeah, I didn't think it was bad. It just feel like it probably just lacks identity, and that's, to be fair, I mean, they're all kids for the most part, so I'm not really surprised that this doesn't have that vibe. So, I don't know. Here we are. Here we are. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this isn't I feel like I am not strongly for this song or strongly against it. I feel like I'm just Switzerland. You know what I mean? Like this is just kind of like a like middle of the road song. I definitely think there's things that I liked and things that I didn't like, but I didn't think it was bad overall. So Gogi says I wouldn't hold it past you in regards to the baby shoot. We need a deep dive of a kids metal band. I'm sure there has to be one out there. There for sure is probably. I'll have to check. Sarah says Brandon is going to get under 15 uncanceled for that. No. Oh God. Baby metal, yeah. Uni says, well, baby metal started as kids. Happy with how they turned out, but their originals were weird. Were still weird me out. I was gonna say definitely would agree with that. Kogi says true baby metal singers did, but not the musicians. We need a full kids metal band. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure there is. There's got to be, you know. Um the only I guess the only band I can really think of that was on that um on that sort of ballpark round. I think I remember this band called Our Last Night. They're still touring. I think they're actually going to go on their last tour very soon. But their vocalist Trevor, I think he was like 10 or 11 when they first started tour on like their first album, and he's like his brother is the guitar player and singer, and I think he was like in his early teens. So I don't know if that technically counts as full kids metal band because like they were all kind of like in their young teens when they started touring, but or at least not touring, but like starting to play. But that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's others, but Sarah says Gunky wants a kid that shreds. Yeah, well, listen, there's plenty of kids that shred individually, so we'll have to find him. That'll be an interesting stream. Sarah says, "Have you met teenage boys? Those are kids." That's true. Okay, so that counts. I'll listen. I feel like based off the circumstances here, I think I've answered the question appropriately. So I'll take that as a dub. Let's go. All right. Let's move on. Let's check out the next Edamame Bean song. Are they going to give me like a full on metal track? Who knows? I don't know. Let's check it out. And this is me, Ray. It looks like.
なんで見えない星を数えてた Tuesday 咲かない花を眺めてた
Wait. What's with their shirts?
Wanna cry when the sun goes down どこまでも
I thought they were wearing something. It's sewn into their shirts. What the fuck? It could be tech work. Thank you, Cal.
いつの日にか
掴むた未来きっときっときっと someday
答え求め
さまようと
どこか遠く
輝く summer day そっとそっとそっと one day
Wednesday 見えない敵を探してた Thursday 沈む船に乗り込んだ Do you wanna cry when the sun goes down どこまでも長く続く夜 Who's gonna change this world of today いつまでも変わりのない世界 We got どんな時も
信じた未来
Great pre-chorus.
掴むた未来きっときっときっと someday
答え求め
さまようと
どこか遠く
輝く summer day そっとそっとそっと one day
Let's now like this 静かな地域とそばが太陽重なり合った特別なライトピッといいしてる島なんかね月が水も君の道ファンで on my way
ほぼない飛び越えて聞かない失笑しろ向けの魂旅なら上恋なら前へ旅は見つけるよ戻りの上
Wow. You know, you could cut it off, you know, at this part, you know. Wow, he's really going. They're really going for it. I respect it. All right. Anyway. All right, this was Edamame Beans. Mirai, if you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. We're having a good time tonight. I like this. This is good. Despite how much I've been kind of on the fence with some of their songs, I felt like this one was good. I actually enjoyed this one a lot. Instrumental slapped, really good stuff. But I feel like they definitely highlighted themselves really well. Vocals were really good. I think the rap sections in the song were really incredible. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot more than I initially thought I was going to. I love the pre-chorus. Chorus is really fun, really engaging. The choreography was fun too, especially in that like dance break section towards the end of the song. That was fun. But yeah, I thought this was very solid. Like probably if I literally had to choose a favorite so far, I'd probably say this one's my favorite. But yeah, I enjoyed the vibes. So not too bad. Like, is it something that I would probably throw in my daily rotation? Most likely not, but I feel like if this just randomly popped up on my playlist or something, or I was listening to this for whatever reason, you know, I wouldn't skip it. I enjoyed it. You know, it was a good vibe, good feels. But yeah, I didn't think it was too bad overall. So, Sarah says, no wait, but this instrumental is really cool. Gunky says, to me, this sounds like a signal song from a survival show. I could definitely hear that. Sarah says, if you're new to streams streams aren't usually like this. Kids are not usually here. That is true. That is true. We don't normally talk about those types of groups, but hey, it is what it is. Gunky says, for a kids bop song, it's not bad, but it's definitely not for me. Hey, fair enough. Gunky says, I know you already added all their songs to your playlist. I did. Actually, I'm actually Edamame Beans' #1 fan. So I've already bought all of their CDs already, even though I've been streaming and listening to this song. Their whole collection's already been bought in my mind. So, Callus says, did we get Kids Bop 2 Boys Planet streams in a row? This song wasn't bad though. That's fair. Sarah says, actually, this whole Boys Planet idea was so Brandon could introduce us to Edamame. Yes. Oh my God. You finally found out the plot. The plot thickens, and it was thickened with Edamame Beans. So here we are. Got you. I'm sure you feel stupid now. Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving. We've got one more Edamame Beans song. This is Abracadabra. Not to be confused with the Pokemon Kadabra. Very nice. Listen, I gotta make one Pokemon reference throughout the stream. So Gunky says, Brandon, you have an agenda. It's Edamame Beans. That's my agenda. So let's check it out.
それでは聞いてください。アブラカタブラ。
Oh, damn, we still haven't done Brown Eyed Girls. Holy shit. What the hell? That is a cool move. I like that. All right, very cool. This was Edamame Beans, Abracadabra. Very nice. They were I will say, at least for this song, and just obviously like choreography and singing, like performance wise, they were on point. I will say, like, the choreography was really clean. They seemed like they were all in sync. Vocally, it was really good too. Yeah, I enjoyed this one as well. I think this one was also really a fun song. Obviously, cool to see like kind of a live performance of them and seeing how well they hold up vocally live. But yeah, I also enjoyed this one as well. It wasn't too bad, in terms of the musicality. Really, really fun. So, um, thank you, Sarah, for incorporating a live video. We love to see it. Gungi says not to be confused with the Brown Eyed Girl song. Very nice, very nice. That's a group we still need to jump into, which we haven't yet. So hopefully it's on the docket soon. We'll do it. Sarah says, I want the vocalist outfit so bad. It was a cool outfit. It is a cool outfit, so I'm not surprised. It would make sense. It would look sick on anyone. So very nice. We're gonna keep it moving here though. We've got SuperFive next, which also I'm not familiar with. So excited to dive into them as well. SuperFive was a 5-member project trot group. Interesting. Created by MBC on the show Favorite Entertainment. This group was only active during the airing of the show from August 15th to September 19th of 2020. This group contains the Boys Planet contestant Lee Hyo-taek in his 3rd debut. This group also contains Astro member MJ. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Gungi says, so are we doing From Boys to Men now? For the Ajimas, Jess says. Very nice, very nice. All right. Well, let's get into SuperFive. I'm excited. This first one is called Hello, so I believe. So let's check it out. Oh my god. That was awesome. I was like, damn, the screaming. Hell yeah, let's go. And then they cut to it. I love it. All right, cool. This is SuperFive and the song Hello. Very nice. That I think that comedy peak here for tonight. So not much to say. Listen, Hyo-taek is my favorite member from Boys Planet. So I feel like anytime that I get an opportunity to see him in whatever capacity, I feel like is good. He's such a phenomenal vocalist. So I love seeing him. But yeah, I like this. The vocals on this were great. I feel like I don't know if this is a song that like is covered or something like that, but the singing style I think is so much fun. Like I love the warmth of their vocals in this song, as well as like the vibrato tone in this song was incredible. But yeah, I thought this was fun. Very, very sweet. And I just enjoyed the vibes, like this. Like if I was there, I'd probably be doing this shit. I'd be screaming, fucking waving around whatever that is, like fucking signs, shit, all that stuff. I'll be having a damn good time. So Gungi says, why do their voices sound so much more mature? It's probably because we listened to actual children just moments ago. So that makes sense. Jazz says the trot singing style has always been so interesting to me. I agree. Anytime we've gotten trot songs, I've been very intrigued. Sarah says this is the third Boys Planet stream in a row Hyotig has appeared in. He has been in 6/7 of our Boys Planet stream. He is cooking. He is cooking. Man cannot stop, you know. Gunky says I can get down with trot. Hey, let's go. So very nice. All right, we're gonna keep it moving here with the next SuperFive song right now. This is All Eyes on Me. Hey, James Bond reference.
지금부터 시선 고정 지금부터 시선 고정 잠시라도 한눈 팔지 마 나에게만 시선 고정 나에게만 시선 고정 누나 이제 나만 바라봐 처음부터 너와 나 운명인 거야 너만을 바라볼 거야 한 번 보고 두 번 봐도 보고 싶고 두 번 보고 세 번 봐도 생각나는 누나 thank you 내 사랑이야 여기저기 둘러보지마 나 하나만 생각해줄래 모든 걸 보여줄 거야 지금부터 시선 고정 지금부터 시선 고정 잠시라도 한눈 팔지 마 나에게만 시선 고정 나에게만 시선 고정 누나 이제 나만 바라봐 가진 것은 없지만 행복한 남자 마음은 부자인 남자 하나부터 열까지 다 아껴주고 머리부터 발끝까지 지켜주는 그런 남자 바로 나니까 후회 없이 사랑할 거야 아낌없이 안아줄 거야 사랑을 보여줄 거야 지금부터 시선 고정 지금부터 시선 고정 잠시라도 한눈 팔지 마 나에게만 시선 고정 나에게만 시선 고정 누나 이제 나만 바라봐 Yeah 007 black come for the show 올레볼레 넘어가려 하지마 이제부터 시선 고정 날 부른 목소리 기소는 major
What a switch up.
꿈이자 천사의 분위기가 내게 달려가 다섯 장 오늘부터 시선 고정이야
I love the subtle nods to the 007 theme. That's cool. Wow. All right. This is SuperFive, All Eyes on Me. Love to see it. This was great. Fantastic. I feel like I'm you know, we needed something uplifting. We were all boogieing. We were feeling this one. I think vocals on this obviously incredible. I think this is probably maybe one of, well, I guess not one of, but I will say this is like I feel to my personal preference, like the first time I'm like, damn, like I've liked a lot of trot songs before, but I'm just like, damn, I was just like having a fucking ball with this one. And like I genuinely feel like a lot of trot songs like just have like a good inherent feeling like built into their music already. Like there's just something about it that's just like, even obviously I don't know the lyrics to the song, but just was like had good vibes coming out of it, and so I love that. This song Gunky is called "All Eyes on Me." It's done by SuperFive. Um, but yeah, I think this is like, I just think that like trot music from my perspective and listening to it like from people that I'm familiar with that we've done deep dives on, I've I would imagine or inherit some of like the K-pop side of like trot to like just feel good. It's just something about it just like, warms the heart in a really nice way. And I feel like the just the tonality of what they do vocally, I think shines very brightly in this type of song. So I love it. Again, the falsetto, like the more warm tones of the track, especially vocally, kind of stand strong on this one. I will say the biggest surprise, and I think everybody was kind of shocked a little bit from what I saw, at least from Cal and Sarah, was that rap section. I thought that was hella good. I really liked that. Hyotik was cooking. I don't think I've seen him rap either. So I thought this was he did good. I was damn near surprised. So good on him. Unlocked a new a new ability or something. But yeah, overall, I think this was a phenomenal. I enjoyed this way more than I had the intention to going into it, and I think coming out of it, I'm like, damn, this is I feel like this could be a playlist worthy song. I'll be fucking vibing to this one. I'll be in my car jamming to this song tomorrow. In the morning. That'll get the blood pumping. So good shit. I'd love to see it. Let's see. Sarah says, hell yeah, this is Trot. Gunky says, I will be honest, this is by far the best music tonight. Fair enough. Hey, your personal preference. Love to see it. Sarah says, I've never seen him rap before. Gunky said this was so good. Gunky says, I will be adding this to my playlist, my list. Very nice. Love to see it. And also they said the rap was great. I agree. So very cool. Very cool. SuperFive's been crushing it. So let's keep it moving. It looks like we're into the final group. We only had 2 songs from SuperFive. They left on a banger, so we'd love to see it. But the final group we're talking about tonight is WithUs. WithUs is a 4-member boy group under with HC that debuted on November 17th of 2020. This group contains Boys Planet contestant Jung Hwan Rock. Very nice. So let's get into the first one. This one is Dogabi. I'm pretty sure. If I pronunciated that wrong, let me know. But let's check it out.
I'm a dope Gabby. I'm a dope Gabby. 꿈꿔봐 네가 너만 내 세계를 만들어 줄 테니 따라와. I'm a dope Gabby. I'm a dope Gabby. 손잡아 놓치지 않으니 걱정을 하지마. 두려움 따윈 필요 없어. Hey, 소원을 말해봐. 겁먹지 않아도 돼. 너의 꿈을 이뤄줄 I'm a goblin. 언제까지 모른 척 할 거야. 이제 그만 내 손을 잡아. 난 널 위해 존재하니까 언제든지 날 불러줘. 뭐든 들어줄게. 뭐든 날려줄게. 원하는 걸 안겨줄게. 꿈꿔왔던 순간이야. 네가 날
위기에 놓인 상황 방황하지 말고 너넨 걸어 나침반이 아침 가리키기 전에 날 잡아 내 손을 잡고 하늘 높이 올라가서 비상 새로운 시작 멈추지 않는 시간 꿈을 향해 올라갈 것이
Never give up and go your way 절대 흔들리지 말고 자유롭게 나와 함께 걸어가는 이 순간을 느껴봐도 너를 막는 두려움 따위 저먼 곳에 넘어지게 된데도 너를 다시 일으켜줄게
내가 너의 길이 되어줄게 널 위해 존재하니까 언제든지 날 불러줘
뭐든 들어줄게 뭐든 날려줄게 원하는 걸 안겨줄게
꿈꿔왔던 순간이 아니라 날 알아본 그날부터 난 널 위한 존재니까 Trust me 그거는 충분해
기다림의 끝이 너라서 난 웃을 수가 있었어 꿈 같은 지금 이대로 난 너만 있으면 돼 I'm a dope Gabby I'm a dope Gabby 꿈꿔봐 우리가 너만의 세계를 만들어 줄 테니 따라와 I'm a dope Gabby I'm a dope Gabby 손잡아 놓치지 않으니 걱정을 하지마 두려움 따윈 필요 없어
All right, this was With Us and their song Dogabi. Very nice. Sarah says, so I looked up Dogabi, and it is a mythical Korean goblin-like creature that appears wearing a hanbok, hence the styling in the video. Ooh, that's cool. I'm glad they incorporated that. And Sarah says this music video is giving Nugu realness. I was gonna say it seems very seemed like a very small group, but I liked it. I thought this was very solid. The chorus I thought would get a little bit annoying, but I actually enjoyed it a lot, and like the way they style, like the way that they melodically broke up Dogabi, I feel like was great. So I thought that was fun. I like that. Vocals were really solid on this. Though I will say I feel like the way that the rapping incorporated in this song I think was really good. So I enjoyed that aspect of the song a little bit more. But yeah, overall I thought this was pretty solid. I think like this definitely has like strong vocal sounds and obviously great rap sections in my opinion. But yeah, I thought this was a good introduction to them. I think the instrumentals definitely could feel a little bit a little bit repetitive in some aspects, but I think they were incorporating from what I could tell, they were incorporating some like traditional Korean instrumentation in there. So I could definitely forgive that for sure. But yeah, I think overall I thought the song was pretty solid. Even though, like I said, maybe some of the traditional instrumentation were on a loop or, something like that. I felt like it was, that was pretty good overall. No complaints in my mind, honestly, but very nice. We're going to keep it moving though. The next one is, another With Us song, and it looks like there's no song name that I can read, so let's check it out.
가라게 맞춰 이번 미들토록 그지나 칭칭하네 그지나 칭칭하네
교실에서 노름이 이제 그만해 내가 여기 왔으니 한번 당신이라게
너랑 보자 끝이 없이 막 난 네가 되어보자 그지나 칭칭하네 그지나 칭칭하네
가자 어서 가자 긴 끈으로 잡아매 보름달이 떴다 늦지 말고 가 yeah.
새벽이 노던 나라들의 궁에 짓는도 그냥 몸을 맡겨 하늘 위로 달려
손끝에서 발끝까지 전율이 일어 놀고 싶은 사람들은 여기 연보여 서름을 꺼내 털어놓고 이전한 소리쳐 에라 디아 에라 어기없자
쿵쿵쿵 좀 더 세게 울리자 들고 달리자 살리자 잠깐도 한눈 팔 시간 없다냐 말이다 손끝으로 장단을 빚어 발끝으로 눈더미를 휘저 목소리 따라 이따라 손가락에 맞춰도 롬쟁이네
핑핑 돌아 모두 칭칭 좀 미친 듯이 나오더라 돌고 돌아 마치 강강술래 아저씨 같이 할지 말지 고민 따위 하지 말기 후 너네 박수를 쳐쳐 막쳐 박자를 맘대로 맞춰
하늘 뒤집어 마시 막북을 울려 아무래도 좋아 끝이 없이 놀아보자 숨이 끊이질 않게 홀린 듯 깨어날 수 없게 누구도 눈치채지 못하게 만들어 모두가 시야 막거리듯 날 푸른 불꽃이 일어나 붕하게 정신 못 차리게 그지나 칭칭하네 그지나 칭칭하네 가락에 맞춰 이번 리들처럼 그지나 칭칭하네 그지나 칭칭하네
요새서 노름 이제 그만해 내가 여기 왔으니 한번 당신이 나게
놀아보자 끝이 없이 막 난 네가 되어보자 그지나 칭칭하네 그지나 칭칭하네 저 달이 우리 비출 때 하늘을 등지고 춤추자 다같이 정신 나간 것처럼 뛰어놀자 어기여차 먼길 떠난 이미 놀라 돌아오실 때까지
따라 따라 밝은 달아 같이 놀자
해야 해야 오지 마라 아직 이르니 이틀백이 놀라 깨지 않게 먼길 돌아올 거라 그지나 칭칭하네
Oh, okay. All right, very cool. Thank you for hanging out. This is with us. It looks like it was Do Kibi Ground, or I'm not gonna try to pronunciate the Korean title name. It looks like Kwa China Ching Ching Ne Nane. Again, butchered it. Apologies, but tried my best. Jazz says I like this one way more than the last one. I was gonna say I also agree. I think this one definitely I feel like this one definitely combines a lot more of that traditional like elementation that you would hear from like Korean music, you know, traditional Korean music. I think they did a great job of mixing it in, but still obviously giving a lot of homage to current and more modern K-pop music. I know groups have done this before, but I enjoyed their obviously their spin on that, certainly. The chorus is really catchy in this song for sure. I definitely was like vibing and enjoying the chorus a ton in this track. As well as that, I also enjoyed the rap sections. I think the rap, like I said before, I feel like the rappers are incredible in this group. I felt like the rapping performance, at least on this one, seemed a little bit more involved, and it seemed like there was a lot more energy, you know, put into the track. So I definitely liked that a ton. But yeah, overall, I thought this was another really good song. I would agree with Jazz in saying that I like this one more. I just think it was definitely more of a stronger track from them, but nonetheless, I thought it was a good performance. So very nice. All right, well, we're flying with us, but the next one is called Barricade. So let's check it out. Did they green screen them?
시간이 아픔이 like that 도망칠 생각은 저기 고이 접어두면 돼 경계 태세 유지 지금 바로 뚜둑뚜둑해 그것이 시한 게임인 걸
한순간 초조해 그게 내 매너 But I feel play nice
클릭 거기 위에 내 이름을 새겨 Who's the winner with us 난 더 빠르게 달려가 저기 날 부르는 소리 선명한 부름에 눈두 발을 돌려 다시 땅이 무리도록 걸음으로 내 뒤를 나를 잘 지켜봐 다 들고 올라가 피우피우 숨이 차도 멈추지 마 Bang bang barricade 끝없이 뛰어가 어디 한 번만 더 봐 우리 더 만나
힘껏 부딪혀 모두 불태워 Bang bang burn it up burn it up
더 거침없이 더 크게 외쳐 Bang bang barricade 다 들고 올라가
Oh, this is for sure green screen.
내 한계는 매번 달랐고 너희와는 다른 차이점을 보여 난 너 브레이크 높게 내 눈 감고 알려 피할 수 없다면 즐겨
Oh, the chance in the air 멍하니 지나칠 뿐이겨 나 그냥 미치면 직진 가는 길은 so easy 우리를 믿고 let's get 속도를 올려 더 빠르게 move on 볼륨을 높여 인정사정 볼 것 없이 level up come with us 뭐가 문제야 그냥 네가 하고 싶은 대로 해 우린 두려울 게 없어 그러니 너도
더는 고민하지마 내 선택이야
그렇게 끝까지 내가 keep going away 다 들고 올라가 피우 피우 숨이 차고 멈추지 마 Bang bang body kick 끝없이 뛰어가 어디 한번 막아봐 우린 걸었나 차가운 떨림 이 순간을 멈추지 말고 달려가 나 다음 챕터로 다 뚫고 올라가 피우 피우 숨이 차고 멈추지 마 Bang bang body kick 끝없이 뛰어가 어디 한번 막아봐 우린 걸었나
Party kick party kick yeah 힘껏 부딪혀 모두를 태워 burn 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 it up
Barricade, barricade, 더 거침없이 더 크게 외쳐 Bang bang 다 뚫고 올라가
Okay, all right. This was With Us and their song Barricade. Okay, lot to process. A lot to process. I'll get the good out. I thought the song was good. I liked it. Definitely like a much stronger vocal song. I obviously I think the rap section in this track was really good too. But the vocals on this were really good. I love the chorus. I thought the chorus was really phenomenal. Instrumentation could be a little bit loud in parts, but that's like not something I feel like would be, you know, I don't think that it was bad by any stretch, but I feel like the instrumentations could have been dialed down a little bit just so the vocals kind of have a little bit more of a sparkle on the top end. Just because I feel like there might be a little bit too loud, but that's just a personal preference. But yeah, overall, I think their actual performance of the song was really good. The choreo was fun too. Enjoyed the choreo of this track. But yeah, I feel like the elephant in the room is the green screening. This was, listen, I don't claim to be a great green screener, but like you could definitely tell there was some like artificialization with like some of the ways that the light hit on the green screen. You could tell like their shoes were kind of doing some like funky stuff. So like I said, I'm not going to hold it against him. I don't know how much of a budget they had, but you know, it was a little rough to sit through, certainly. Yeah, like I said, I think they did well. I think they did well with what they could, certainly, but it was definitely a little bit more. I honestly feel like they could have just done a performance video for this MV, and that would have probably been a little bit better. But that's just my personal preference. You know, I feel like you don't always have to do the showmanship aspect of having an MV, but you know, like I said, maybe the company wanted them to do an MV like this, but who knows? Otherwise, I thought the song was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. Sarah says, "Are we in FNAF right now?" Cal says, "Really looks like it." The song is. Sarah said the song is cool. The video is nuts. Uni says video budget $12, and Sarah says, "I've once again stumped Brandon." I don't think it was stumped. I was just maybe like, why did they choose green screen? But if you want to think that that's stumped, then absolutely, I was stumped to some degree. So, all right. Well, we're keeping it moving with us, and the next one is Psycho. So this is looking a little bit better. So let's check it out.
Psycho, psycho, psycho.
마셔
그럼 펌펌펌 더 뜨겁게 타올라 네 감정에 솔직해져봐
한계를 넘어 볼륨은 max
픽픽픽 총구를 겨눠 방아쇠를 당겨
난 맞서서 약한 너와 다르거든 짓밟고 일어서 또 크게 외쳐
What?
Yeah I'm a psycho
Psycho psycho
So what?
So what?
Just do it, do it, do it, do it I like it, like it, like it, like it Just do it, do it, do it, do it Yeah I'm a psycho 난 누가 뭐라 하든 So what
지는 레이지 지지는 매일 너 희의 매일도 생각 없이 더 get 뛰어며 배로 기광 내가 개척한 대로 Feel 있음 빛이 나잖아 Heal 있음 psycho 알지 절대 나 식상한 건 못 참아
쉼없이 달려왔어 내 패기를 바이판에 단판에 반박 빠르게 가파른데 우린 달라 남다르게 내 맘대로 뛰는 헐 우린 누구보다 강해 마치 헐 준비됐음 이제 말 걸올려 내 타깃은 너야 클라
넌 펌펌펌 온몸이 울리게 터질 듯한 이 열기를 들이마셔
Pump 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 또 뜨겁게 타올라 네 감정에 솔직해져봐
싹 다 밀어붙여 뛰어들어 이 판을 뒤집어 새롭게 써내려갈 my career
시시한 장난 따윈 집어치워 난 더 자극적인 걸 원해
What?
Yeah I'm a psycho
Psycho psycho
So what?
So what?
Just do it, do it, do it, do it I like it, like it, like it, like it Just do it, do it, do it, do it Yeah I'm a psycho 난 누가 뭐라 하든 So what
What?
I'm a psycho, I'm a psycho 그게 뭐대 뭔 상관이야 네가 뭐라도 돼 I'm a psycho, I'm a psycho 그게 뭐대 뭐 어쩌라고 말이 많은데 Just do it, do it, do it, do it I like it, like it, like it, like it Just do it, do it, do it, do it Yeah I'm a psycho 난 누가 뭐라 하든 So what
Nice. All right. This was With Us and their song Psycho. Very nice. Sarah says this one is great. This is the most Sarah song we've heard tonight. I would agree. Oni says a room, a car, a few lights. This is how you actually do a low budget and make it look good. I agree and like the song a lot more too. Yeah. I also will second that. I think the song was very well put together. Definitely more aggressive, a little bit more punchy. I feel like that works with obviously the way that this MV kind of is shot. So I like that. I also appreciated like the descending chromatic melody in the chorus of the song. I thought that was very interesting, and then the instrumentation in the back I think was matching that as well. I thought that was really cool. I like that. I love when you can hear multiple different melody choices throughout the song in different ways, whether it be like through voices or through the actual musicality of the song. I think that elementation is so much fun. But yeah, I thought it was good. Choreo was sick. MV I think was definitely a much better perspective on them, certainly. But yeah, overall I thought it was very good. Vocals were great. Rapping was incredible on this one too. But yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. I would say right now, I think for their songs, I probably would say the second song that we listened to from With Us and Psycho, I think are probably tied right now as favorites. So but we're going to move on to the final one. Indigo has a chance of breaking that. So let's check out the last With Us song.
One thing that I guarantee up the point some more
Oh,
가짜들은 got their fees
Flash
One, two, cheese
가지고 와요 MV 어디서나 ain't no PEE
나만 내 컵 내 뭐 있어
티기 티기 꺼지 꺼지 너를 부를 favor
이지 하는 듯이 나를
파도치 내 색은 인디고
Huh.
가득 적셔 pouring rock 그리고 하늘 바로다 파동 같은 떨림 내 색은 인디고
Look at me, specially, digitally strong. 난 뒤지도 nothing and grown. 나한테 반스타빙.
Just do it 신경 쓰지 않아 마냥 do it 색깔의 의미 푸른빛 가위에 그려서 색깔의 dream
신나듯이 서늘하지 물드는 crimson heart 푸른색의 빛까지
Oh, auto tune's interesting. Huh.
crazy colors for me hey 너희만 바라는 리듬 내 색은 indigo Run it up, run it up Run it up, run it up
가득 적셔 pouring rock 그리고 하늘 바로다
파동 같은 떨림 Run it up, run it up 내 색은 indigo
go go 치고 달려 지금부터 우리만의 미친 듯이
Upside and upside down.
날 수식할 100% 그 다음은 뭐야 가득 적셔 pouring rock 그리고 하늘 바로다
파동 같은 떨림 내 색은 indigo
Huh. All right. Well, this is With Us and their most, I guess, technically recent song, Indigo. Very interesting. I'm conflicted on this one. I think there are definitely elements of the song that I like, but I also feel like at the same point there is definitely stuff missing about the song that maybe it's just my perspective on it. But I'll talk about the positives first and the things that I wish maybe were added or could have been changed about the song. I think the vocals were very interesting. There was a lot of, I think, in terms of step up vocally, in terms of nuance in the song, I think they definitely stole the show with that. There's like a lot of interesting kind of like layering about the song that I like. I love like a lot of the higher like falsetto tones because I feel like they didn't use that a lot in previous songs, so I appreciate the elementation of that, and like the different ranges that they have. I feel like they do a great job of incorporating them well and making the song feel very dynamic in that capacity, so I love that. Some of the instrumentals I liked about the song. I will say the one thing that I will say that I wished was in the song, it just feels like sometimes where the vocals hit in the song, they have like that really low like sub bass tone, but there's nothing else. There's like no mid-range tone, and I feel like if there was some cool like mid-range like synth choice, or like they could have incorporated some sort of other instrument in that middle section of the song, I think it could have gone really well. It just feels like there's some sort of musical element lacking in that part of the song where you would want to have more dynamics, and it just feels like you've got like those like trap beats and stuff like that going on in the song, but there really isn't much else to kind of gravitate towards other than where the vocals kind of peer in and out of the track. So I would have loved to hear more instrumentation. I think that's probably my bigger takeaway about the song is like, I think there's definitely good elements in the song. I just think that they added more elements to the song, it would have definitely bolstered the song more to be a really good song. And I feel like it kind of falls a little short of that just because, again, I'm expecting like some really interesting like mid-range synth tones, or they could have used like or they could have had like a vocalist kind of do like a mid-range like maybe like like oohs or like harmonies or something like that, or like they could have stacked it really interesting because like they use auto tune in this song, and I thought it worked out really well. Like I love the auto tune sections, and sometimes those things can be kind of hit or miss, but I think it was incorporated well. I just think that there's just definitely elements of the song where I was like, man, if they had something else there, it could have been sick, honestly. But Gohi says, I feel the same as you. Uni says, love the fast beat pattern, but overall it was just kind of eh. I feel that fast beat pattern was sick. I just feel like there's probably like something in that mid to high range tone that just could be there. And if it was there, then I think the song would have definitely been higher on my list in my opinion, personally. But very cool. We have survived the night. Somehow my computer held up and the internet survived, so love to see it. I would say my favorite group tonight and my new obsession probably is now going to be 1 to 9. They're an incredible group. Um, I will have to check out their music 100%, and I really did love that the SuperFive songs. Those were awesome. Um, I did not know I love trot as much as I did, but I guess I do love trot. So, um, we love it. We love to see it. But major shout outs to Sarah for putting it all together. Much love to you. Appreciate it, Sarah. If you've been joining the K-pop deep dives and you've been joining for the Boys Planet stuff, thank you so much for watching. I feel like some of y'all don't make it to the end, but I wanted to acknowledge, the love here. So thanks for showing the love. Really, honestly, you should be giving the love to Sarah. They put in a ton of work into doing this, and I'm just here to check out new music. So honestly, they got the vibe. So we love to see it. Gunky says, "Don't lie, we know what your favorite group was." Yes, it was Edamame Beans. The sleeper cell of my stream here tonight. No. Is what it is. Sarah says, come back next week for ZB1. Hey, let's go. Because it's my birthday and I'm going to do what I want. Hey, let's go. Let's get it. I feel, I resonate with that energy. So I love to see it. Let's get it. We're getting the bread. So let's go. Sarah, Kogi says, let's see if I can stay awake for ZB1. Yeah. Honestly, it'll be fun. I'm very excited to get into ZB1. We've heard some songs, and I'm down. So all right, very nice.